Hey guys, it's Music Ninja Matt here, and today, let's talk SummerSlam. So it was the biggest party of the summer, a pay-per-view I was very excited about, the last joint pay-per-view before we do all this brand split pay-per-view crap. So here's my opinions and the points that stuck out for me. So we actually watched the pre-show, and as we expected, the panels were crap, as per usual. However, watching the video packages, it helps put it into perspective. Somebody like me who's not watching it weekly, who doesn't have the time to, and just overall love the video packages. Some of the mic work by Chris Jericho on the pre-show in his interview, it just felt a little awkward and a little bit less funny for me. As far as the opening match went, it was just a big overall meh from me. But I never expect much from the pre-show anyway. The promo for Sasha Banks and Charlotte, the package for their match, was probably my favourite. It really blew me away. We had the Dudleys tag match, and I'd hit a point where they've been building up this miscommunication between the Dudleys, which I was like, do you know what? I've seen the Dudleys in TNA be single wrestlers. Devon, he can handle himself in the mid-card. And Bubba Ray is a great main eventer and world champion. I'm fine if they want to split up the Dudleys. Not only that, but Sammy and Neville, even though these are two guys I'd rather see in main event. You know, probably more mid-card, but main event. But I understand there's not that much space at the moment. And them as a tag team was great. It made sense. When it came to Cesaro doing his springboard, that was cool as fuck. When he went from like the corner post to the ropes, springboard, and Cesaro just, his moveset is so good, and I want to see them do more with this guy. And finally for the pre-show, I found some of Orton's trash talk to be pretty good. And I find when it comes to this whole trash talking thing, it can be really hit and miss, but I really did enjoy it. So looking at the main show now, Kevin Owens is a guy who reacts so well to the crowd. He improvises so well and just plays off of them. It's so good. I was really shocked at the end of this match to see Kevin Owens and Chris Jericho win. Most people, I think I was one of them, thought they might split up. But the ending was cool, how Kevin Owens ducked under, throws him up, and the code breaker. That in itself was just a cool, little tag team move. Notice as well, it was Enzo Amore getting fed to the Sharks again, as it is every time he wrestles for some reason. We also had our incredibly awkward, weird backstage celebrity moment with Jon Stewart, because God did we miss Jon Stewart. Now every time I make notes on these pay-per-views, I always find myself writing notes that to me at the time are really important, and they usually don't really make it into the wrestling reviews. But I must say that Charlotte is just really hot, and that is important because I'm pretty sure on every pay-per-view I write about, that makes it into my notes. So, yeah. So this women's match was incredible. The fact that we had both of them taking so much punishment, Sasha landing on her head pretty much every 5 minutes, which I'm like, what are you doing? Why are you doing this? It's entertaining, but you're going to die. And I was really shocked that Charlotte won. Really didn't see it coming. Apparently, people have been saying it's either Sasha's going on a honeymoon, or she's got a suspension, or just, or injury. That's the other thing. We had what could have possibly been my favourite moment of the pay-per-view, because we had the club, we had AJ, and they're, Too Sweet mucking around, and Finn Balor walks in, and I'm there like, fuck! And then they're like, yeah, Finn, and Finn just smiles and walks away, and I fucking lost my absolute shit over it. Another one of those really important notes that reads, Maurice's boobs look good. Miz picks up the victory, and the more Miz picks up victories, the more I'm like, this guy, he's the top heel in WWE at the moment. He's having a good title run, which is making the title look good. And I was like, fair enough. Not only that, but Apollo Crews just isn't ready for a title, in my opinion. AJ Styles, John Cena, match of the night. It was amazing. I was rooting for AJ. Just the match was perfect, and the ending with the huge AA, and I was like, oh, fucking AJ's done. And then AJ kicks out, and I'm freaking out. I'm freaking the fuck out because AJ kicked out, and AJ hits her finisher, and I'm freaking out again, go for the pin, and then he doesn't, and I'm there thinking, fuck, don't go for a second finisher, because this is where Cena reverses it. But Cena didn't reverse it, and AJ hit that second finisher. AJ got a win, clean, over Cena, which was awesome. And then we had Cena leaving his Never Give Up band in the ring. My first reaction was, is that a sign that he has given up? But people were saying, you know, Undertaker left his gloves at WrestleMania, so maybe it's setting up Cena Undertaker for the next WrestleMania, which would be cool to see. My boys New Day were in action, and Kofi Kingston is actually pretty fucking hilarious when he's competing. Just his body language and the little comments he makes, he's funny in the ring. However, I was really annoyed with the ending of this match, at how you had Big E coming back. People kind of popped for it, but then the match ends in a DQ, and I'm like, you shouldn't have the face team causing a DQ, it looks stupid. And I'm not a fan of what they're doing with the club, making them a comedy angle. The New Day is there for that. You know, the club should just be straight up badasses. We had Ambrose and Dolph. For the WWE World title to be on this early was upsetting. I was really into kind of the build up to this match, the attitude of the superstars, but it just didn't go on that long, and the ending was just so abrupt, and I was kind of like, okay. We also had this 6-diva tag team match. Nikki Bella came back. I mean, when they had the whole Eva didn't arrive thing, I was like, okay, so Nikki's back. But Nikki came back to this huge pop, and she shouldn't have been on the heel side. With Eva Marie, I'm interested, because my theory behind it was, like, everyone knows Eva's not the best wrestler. Maybe she's actually getting training, and they're going to keep this tease up until eventually she comes back, and people are like, fuck, the girl learnt to wrestle, maybe. And overall, the match was pretty good. I enjoyed it. Rusev on the mic is still incredibly awkward to me. I feel like Lana should be doing the talking, but she was too busy stood there in whatever the fuck she was wearing. Finn Balor Seth Rollins was the match I was most looking forward to on the card. This for me was an absolute dream match. It was a good match. Hands down was a fantastic match. Again, I hyped it up too much in my own head, to the point where what they did do just didn't pay off for me, sadly. However, Finn's the champ, and that's really good, because they've committed to the new era. Fantastic. When it came to Rusev and Roman, you kind of made both guys look shit. It was another match thrown out, and just, it was annoying because Roman didn't look like a badass, he looked like a jackass, and Rusev just looked pretty weak. It was pointless. And of course, we had Brock Lesnar, Randy Orton as our main event. And Randy died in the middle of the ring. He was getting his ass kicked. He was just bleeding. That was a lot of blood. There was blood everywhere. And your winner by way of not TKO, but straight out of murder, was Brock Lesnar. Whether Brock just thought, fuck Randy Orton, and decided to split him open, or if Randy, being the veteran, was like, fuck it. If I'm going to lose, I'm going to look cool doing it. It was that elbow and split him open, because I was like, that must be a blood pack, because look how much fucking blood is on the floor. And then I saw the videos of the cut on Randy's head, and I was just like, fuck man, that was nuts. However, another match where we were just kind of thrown out, and it left a really just bitter feeling to the end of SummerSlam. What should have been this amazing pay-per-view with all the potential in the world, and yeah, it just left me feeling a little bit sour inside. So guys, that's another pay-per-view reaction review from me. With these pay-per-views, there is stuff I like, but the overall verdict always ends up me feeling just a bit Go down below, check out those links and competition details and all that other crap. You can also give this video a thumbs up. You can leave a comment, you can click the wee little subscribe button if you're feeling up to it, and I will see all of you in the next video. cool.